Hey, on this episode of Samp&Chance, we are going to break down Monday Night Raw. Also, we are going to take a look at the upcoming Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And we'll also go back and take a look at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view that happened this Sunday. Chance Michaels is holding his prime bottle. Guys, get ready, strap in, and most importantly, let us into your ears. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance. I am your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always with my man with the master plan, the Arturo Gotti tank top, the Manny Pacquiao on the top. Where's that bottle of Prime, Mr. Chance Michaels?
Yeah, actually, I do have one. It's actually a good drink, actually. My kid got me into it, but I have to bring the bottle of Prime out. We got Logan Paul coming up this Saturday. I'm excited for it. So, what a better time to have some Prime? Good drink.
Absolutely.
Have you tried it?
I've tried the orange and I've tried the ice pop. Not bad.
Yeah, Ice Pop's good too.
I have no qualms with it. It's a good drink.
Him and Cass are making a lot of money off of it.
They are, man. I mean, I think we were just talking off the air. The price has gone down a bit, but initially it was like almost $6
Yeah,
$67 a bottle.
Now they're at every gas station, every store. $3.99, not bad.
Right on, right on. All right, brother man. Here we are. We are literally just, I guess, a few sleeps away now from Money in the Bank happening in the UK. But before that, why don't we just quickly talk about Forbidden Door and the show that happened this past weekend in Toronto. Forbidden Door, for those who don't know, it's a cross-promotional show between AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. A lot of faults with this company, but I will say this, that open door policy with different companies, I have to appreciate that.
Yeah, it's something different.
It is something different, but it's kind of cool. I mean, how many times during the Attitude Era did you kind of wish you could have seen a WCW versus WWE type of show? That would have been great, right? I mean, I think the biggest letdown from all of that was the talent that did emerge during the invasion angle in 2001 when it all actually tried to go down.
Yeah.
But that's for a different time, different show. But here we are, Monday Night Forbidden Door. Sorry, not Monday Night Raw. Overall, you know what? Very long show. I'll say this straight off the bat. We're not going to go too deep into it. But ultimately, I will say this: probably the one thing that this company does right is they put on great matches.
There's some good matches on the card. I can't deny that.
No, the matches, and for you, Mr. Chance Michaels, to say that, yeah, there was something good out of that show. First thing I did was to check to see if hell had frozen over.
Well, the thing is that there were some good in-ring matches. I can't deny this. If I was a nitpick at it, there's not a lot of great characters. I mean, some of those Japanese guys are great workers, but they don't have a lot of charisma. There wasn't much story. It's kind of throwing together matches and rush. But the in-ring work was great. I can't knock it. Omega versus Ospreay was the best match of the night. It should have been the main event. But
it should have been the main event. It was. Right, but I can understand. So you had Daniel Bryan fight Okada, and that was the main event of that show. And I can.
And who's to say that those guys couldn't outperform Ospreay and Omega? It just happened that they did. So you just never know either, right?
No. But the history of that, the reason that was the main event, it's because that's the match that people have clamored for years. When Daniel was in WWE, that was never a possibility. And it's always been talked about in the internet wrestling community, in wrestling circles, dream matches. And Okada, Daniel Bryan was always considered to be one of those technical dream matches. Call it Hagler, Hearns.
Not for me, but a lot of the people.
No, a lot of people, like the peers, the people who love that technical in-ring, really, really technical scientific wrestling. This was the match for them. Right. But yeah, no, I mean, ultimately what Kenny did and Will did together, that was just phenomenal. I mean, it was
good.
I kind of put it this way. You know what? It was fluid. Like both guys were water and they just rolled off of each other so beautifully. They executed everything so beautifully. The combination of their styles, the UK style and that hard style from Japan, they put all that together in their package. it's really good. You gotta be on that level to produce a match like that, right? I knew Kenny was capable of it, but man, Will Ospreay over the last couple of years has really shown me a lot.
Yeah, they both worked their butts off. It was a great match. The only thing is, all these great matches, half the building was empty. So
That's the
the thing,
problem.
but when you don't have any character, like I'm saying, a lot of great characters and charisma, you get half filled buildings.
Well, that's the issue, right? I mean, and
So I
I
don't know why
mentioned,
it wasn't sold out or near too sold
well,
out. I don't know
you're
why.
right, and I mentioned that to you when I was watching the show. I just kept looking at the arena, and then I was, it hit me even harder last night when I watched Raw. Raw was in Savannah, Georgia last night.
Mhm.
Sold out. Okay, maybe it wasn't a complete sellout, but the building was full. Every
Pretty
level
close.
was lit up, right? Like I can understand, like AEW, this is a huge problem for them, man. Like I don't know how much. I would love to see their books to see how much money they're actually losing on every episode. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know TNT puts a lot of money into them, so maybe they're breaking even or turning a profit because of that. But the thing is like there's levels to it, right? And like I'm not knocking the AEW guys. WWE's NFL, AEW, CFL. It's just the way it is because more people show up to WWE, more people watch it. The WWE is NFL.
No, no,
AEW,
no. I get that. I
CFL
get
is
that.
good. AEW is good, but it's not the same. The
No,
production wise, the
bro,
hype.
I get it. I get it. USFL, XFL, you name
Yeah.
it. Any other league that comes out after the NFL is you can take the CFL, USFL, XFL, put them all together. They're still not big enough.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
if you look at all four major sports entities in North America, basketball, baseball, hockey, and football, correct? You would say those are the
Those are
big
the four
four.
main ones. Yeah.
All right. Three of them are always fighting over money, where the NFL fight is they have so much money, is what they do with it.
Yeah.
That's how big the NFL is.
Oh, it's massive. Yeah.
You can't touch it. It's bigger than all the other combined.
By a mile in North America, yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah. I mean, I guess soccer's biggest in the world, obviously.
Absolutely, yeah.
But ultimately, just in North America, that's kind of what it is. And you're right. I mean, 14,000 plus was the announced crowd. They didn't have the upper bowl open. I'm sure they could have sold it, but maybe they couldn't. I don't know. But I mean,
well, I know before the show the tickets are going for $15.
well, that's the thing. So the upper bowl, and then you got to keep in mind the whole back end was empty because of the stage and
Yeah.
the Videotron or
The
whatever.
thing about AEW, yes, you're right. The in ring work is great, but the thing is, there's no larger than life characters. There's no stars where your kid's gonna say, "Hey, man, I gotta go see this." It's like, okay, the work is good, but who are you really excited to see? It's not like you're
Right,
seeing Rock or Hogan or Austin
right. But
Cena, right? That's the
okay,
problem with
they
AEW.
got two guys. Okay, one I can't even say it. Fuck. You got Punk.
Okay,
Obviously, he's
but he can't
always,
even sell out. He can't even sell out Scotiabank.
but he's not supposed to sell at Scotiabank. The only place
According to him, he is supposed to.
I know. The only place he'll sell out is Chicago. And incidentally, the motherfucker was booed mercilessly.
Yeah, I love it.
Booed. Like just booed out of the building, man. Like this guy, either he's got it sussed out and he's playing the character to a T. He's not a heel, he's not a face, he's not a
No.
Stone Cold. He's nothing right now, man. Like I don't know what to make it CM Punk.
What's AEW been around for now? 3 years?
3 going on 4.
And they have not even created maybe 2 or 3 stars at all. So this is the
Fair.
problem.
Okay, that's a problem, but
They got to do that.
Right. I hear you completely. I think the best thing they got going on is MJF.
But even then, he's great. He's one of their best guys, but he's not a global name, a recognized example.
But
today, Seth Rollins was on ESPN First Take with Becky, right?
Right. I get that completely.
Show.
Right. I understand it completely. But let's just go back to what we said in the beginning. They don't have that pull to be that global yet. Right. So how
they got to start making some stars.
Well, no, I get that, but it's hard. Like they got the one guy, in my opinion, they got at least one piece of the puzzle for them, right? In MJF. But the thing is, until they can get that reach that we're talking about, that global reach, it's going to be really hard for him to become any bigger than he is on the particular platform he is on. Just saying, right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
So before they can create stars, they need to create the brand bigger. And I think this is the problem with them. They're putting money into so much stuff that they're not focusing on what they need to. Right. I mean,
most of their stars are guys mid-40s and up.
Well,
It's
mid
too old.
40s and up, and a lot of these guys are indie guys, and a lot of these guys write their own rules until Tony Khan can grow a pair ultimately.
Hmm.
And no disrespect to him, you're playing with daddy's money, right? When
Yeah.
Rashid Khan discovers what the fuck is going on, right? I mean, it helps that Jacksonville Jaguars are doing okay,
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback in the
right? So
playoffs.
so right, so all the attention is over there, so no one's paying attention to what Tony's doing. Collision, come on, man! What network in their right mind will put on more programming when the shows you already have aren't even producing?
So I guess AW's thought is Punk will only be on Collision, Daniel Bryan's only on Dynamite. Is that kind of how they're selling this?
Well, they've been doing it like that before with Rampage as well, right? Like Hook was on Rampage for the longest time. Now he's on Dynamite. Now you got this guy on Dynamite, and they got, you know what I mean? They kind of go back and forth. But yeah, ultimately, I mean, they need to build the brand better, right? They need to take a step back. They need proper authority. They,
Yeah.
we shit on Vince all the time, but everything he implemented is why the company grew.
There's no way Vince would sit in a press conference, let somebody dog his company. He'd rip the
No,
mic out of your hand and cut you off.
no, 100%. All right, tell you what. Overall, great
Good show,
show.
though.
Good show. If you guys get a chance to go back, and I implore you, watch the MJ the MJF match for sure. That was the
I
first
did.
show. That was the
Yep.
first show on the card. Here's my takeaway from that. I just want to share this with you. Tanahashi, he's at the back end of his career. Okay, his
Yeah,
knees are
he's
gone.
going.
Everything is gone on him. MJF showed me that he's progressed as a wrestler because he
Yeah.
was able to carry Tanahashi.
They
He
pulled a
carried
good
him.
match to him.
He produced a great match. He was the captain, and he carried him, and that's phenomenal. That's what I
Yeah.
got from that match.
Oh,
Okay.
MJF is great. I'm not knocking the guy. I like him.
No, 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 no. I know, but I mean, what I'm saying is like he's great on the stick. He's
Yeah.
great in the ring. He's got the body, right?
Yep.
He
Good shape.
check, and now the last check for me was this guy can carry a match. He's got the ring IQ.
He does. Yeah. He's good.
So respect to him for that. Respect for carrying Tanahashi. And what I really liked about the finish is you didn't make Tanahashi look bad. He's a legend. So
Yeah.
MJF gets the win, but by you cheating. It doesn't hurt him.
Yeah, Tanahashi still looks strong and good.
Exactly.
Respectable.
So, respectful, awesome, awesome planning. I don't know if it was all MJF, but I'm gonna give him all credit until I find out otherwise.
I don't disagree with you. Yeah, you're right. He did a good job.
No, great match. A lot of respect for him. I think we get so caught up in the character that he's created, which is amazing. That means he's doing a great job. You got to pay attention to the little things like that as well, and that's phenomenal what he
I'll
did.
give the AEW credit for one thing that I've always said. They got the best wrestling commentary team going right now, in my opinion, even better than WWE.
Well, I mean, that's debatable, but yeah, I have no problem with those guys either. All right. You know what? Why don't we get into Monday Night Raw here?
Yeah.
And then break down this show. This is the go home show to Money in the Bank, London, UK, at the O2 Arena. These guys could have fucking done Wembley. They could have done Cardiff easily. And I think it would have been funny if they did, because they would have done it a week or 2 weeks before AEW gets in there.
Yeah, that would have been good.
But this card, it looks crazy, man. But let's get into Raw. And let's break it down. So we start the show off with a recap of Rhea and Dominic issuing the challenge to Cody Rhodes. This brings out Cody and this brings out Rhea and Dom. They cut a promo in the ring. Cody comes out. Everything is set up. We're just going to shoot through this pretty fast, yeah.
Yeah, it was a quick
and so that we get that going. First match. Shinsuke Nakamura against Ricochet. These three guys are having an interesting, and I say three because Bronson Reed is also involved in this angle.
Yeah.
These guys keep costing each other's matches. So three of these guys are in the Money in the Bank. All three of them are.
The men's one, yeah.
The men's one. We'll get to that in a bit. But, so today we get Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Basically, you know what? Good match overall.
Ricochet can fly around with
yeah. Both guys take shots to Bronson Reed. The guy doesn't fall off his feet as he's sitting on commentary. Looks good in the suit too, eh?
Yeah, he does. I don't get the Nakamura hype. I've never been a fan of the guy. I mean, I don't get why he's so up here. He's loved by the people. I just don't see anything special about him personally.
Shinsuke, when he came to the WWE, it was at a time where Okada, Tanahashi, Shinsuke Nakamura, those were those names.
Mm-hmm. No,
Right.
I get why, but I just don't
Right.
see it.
But what happened was they kind of fumbled him here, to be honest. And they've done that with most of the Japanese stars that they brought in.
Yeah.
They fumbled with them, not, because of what they can bring and whatnot. They try to create them in their own vision. That's very
Yeah.
WWE. That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
If they let Shinsuke be Shinsuke, it would
Well,
have
it's
worked.
like this. If you come from the USFL or XFL and you go to the Patriots, Bill Belichick, Vince McMahon, is going to mold you how he wants to mold you. And if you don't like it, you're out. So that's just the way it goes, right? You play the WWE way, you play the Patriots way. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, there you go. All right. So, anyways, Ricochet wins this match.
Yeah.
He gets it with the shooting. What's he do? It's the standing
Star
sliced
press?
bread. No, the standing sliced bread.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's kind of like a scissor kick
what
or
a name.
something. Yeah, right. I mean, some of these names are crazy. So Ricochet wins, a surprise win, actually, to think about it, because every other match is kind of being, disqualification and whatnot. So
But then they
Ricochet.
build a little bit of hype for Ricochet. He's going to do a crazy spot or something with Logan Paul. Get him a little bit of hype.
I think, in my opinion, Ricochet getting the win here tells me that he's probably not going to win the ladder, the money.
No, he's not winning Money in the Bank. No
right.
way.
All right. So let's get right back into it. We are backstage. Byron Saxton backstage with Matt Riddle. They talk about his ankle injury. He brushes it off, says no problem. Kaiser and Gunther come out and they beat him up again.
Gunther steps on his ankle there.
Oh wow, that looked brutal, eh? That was heavy. I don't know how you can fake that. I really don't know how
Riddle
you can
felt that one, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you had to have felt that one.
Yeah.
Anyways, Gunther accepts his challenge, and you got Gunther and Matt Riddle now at Money in the Bank for the Intercontinental title.
Good match.
Backstage, Dominic runs up on Adam Pearce asking for a match to prove to Cody Rhodes that he ain't no sucker. And he knows exactly who he wants, and we'll find out later on as the show progresses. Match number 2, Ronda Rousey against Raquel Rodriguez. The story here is that Raquel and Liv are going to challenge for the tag team titles. Now, I don't think this is on the pay-per-view. I think this is it on pay-per-view or SmackDown? Because SmackDown's pretty loaded too.
I think it's on Money in the Bank, dude.
Okay.
I confirm that right here. I have the card right in front of me.
Okay.
It's on Money in the Bank.
It's all Money in the Bank.
Rousey and Baszler versus Liv and Raquel Rodriguez. It's on
okay, so Sammy and Kevin are defending their titles on SmackDown then.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not on the Money in the Bank card.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are not on the Money in the Bank card.
Okay, so that match will be happening on SmackDown in London.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
what
because
they
added they announced all the matches, but they didn't tell us that a couple of those matches won't be on the pay-per-view. They just said all these matches are going to be happening at the O2 on this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So SmackDown will be coming from the O2. So it's gonna, guys, girls, shut off your phones on Friday so you don't get the spoilers, because it's going to be happening at 1:00 in the afternoon. Just letting you know.
On Friday, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Ronda Rousey, Raquel Rodriguez. So they're going to fight for the titles at Money in the Bank. But tonight they're having their one-on-one match. Ronda wins. She gets her at the end there. A lot of power moves, a lot of power. Raquel just showing off her power. Ronda's come a long way, man. She sells beautifully. I'm really impressed by her work now.
A lot of people don't like her, but I like her. She's tough. She's legit.
No, she's tough. She's legit. And what I like about her is just that how she's grown into it. You know what I mean? It's taken her a little time. She's had a baby. She
wasn't a natural like Brock Lesnar at it. That's for sure.
Well, not many people are. I think the only people, Brock was a natural. Kurt Angle was a natural, right? I mean, your boy.
Hey, speaking of that, who's that guy, the wrestler, the black guy that is supposed to come out? Gable Stevenson? Whatever happened to him? Where is he?
Okay, so Gable Stevenson, when he came out and he was thinking about going back to college to win again. That's what he wanted to do. That since it's kind of fallen by the wayside, so now he's training full time down at NXT.
Oh, he's getting ready.
Yeah, he's getting ready. So he probably make his debut maybe anytime after Money in the Bank.
I was wondering, I haven't seen him for a while. I just thought about
because he was considering if he wanted to go back. right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the Olympic gold medal. He's got the NCAA championships as well. So maybe he was considering maybe to go back, but I guess he figured, no, it's time. So
You got to go
let's
with money. There's no money in college wrestling.
yeah. So that's where he was right there. And then
Okay.
so Gable will be back. He will be back. All right. So based on this match, what do you think?
I think Rousey. I think Rousey and Baszler are going to get the W at Money in the Bank. That's just my gut feeling. What do you think?
I might see it the other way. I hear that Ronda's looking to take some time off, so they're kind of speeding
Could
up the
be.
story. But her and Shayna winning the NXT titles too now kind of makes me wonder. So by the time we come to the prediction part, I'll have an answer. Until then, I'm still kind of mulling it.
Yeah, it's hard to say. You
It is
never
hard
know.
to say. Okay, Finn Balor video promo, a pretty dark promo, man. He talks about the guy you fought 7 years ago. He's dead. This guy here, he's gonna fuck you up. He didn't say that. I just thought that would be the cool
Yeah, the
line,
Demon Balor. Yeah,
right? I don't know if it's gonna be Demon Balor or not. I mean, I think
or
those.
Dark Balor.
Well, Dark Balor is just who he is now, man. You can see, like,
Yeah,
the sunken eyes and all this kind of stuff. Seth Rollins is here in his beautiful looking tracksuit, probably the most normal thing I've seen Seth Rollins wear in a while.
yeah,
His shoes look kind of weird, but
yeah.
hey,
Those were ugly, man.
I didn't know what the hell that was at the
I thought they
front.
were
I mean,
clown shoes at first. I had to take a second look.
look, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned clown shoes because when I was watching that last night, I'm thinking this guy's got the biggest fucking feet in the world,
No, those are like clown shoes kind of thing.
or this guy just wants to be a clown. Like,
Yeah, he's just trying to push the envelope of what men can wear. I think he's trying to do that walk the tightrope, so to speak. Push the
I mean,
envelope.
look, man, there's certain places where you can get away wearing clown shoes and a glittery tracksuit, and that's on Monday Night Raw, right?
Absolutely.
There's
You're
no other
welcome.
place I could see that being welcomed. Well, I mean,
Oh,
anyways,
well,
let's move
some
on.
places, but I get what you
let's,
wrestling. Yeah,
let's move on. Seth comes out, he cuts his promo, he's talking about Money in the Bank, he's talking about how he's going to beat everyone up. You see Carmelo Hayes in the crowd, NXT champion. As Seth is finishing up, he calls out Finn. Finn doesn't show, but guess what? Finn tries to come from behind, tries to attack him with a chair, beats on him for a little while. Carmelo comes and makes the save. So now we have a match: Finn Balor versus Carmelo Hayes later on tonight. The NXT champion making his Raw debut later on in the show. All right, let's just cut to the chase here. What do we have next here? Tommaso Ciampa, he's going to come out and he's talking about, why did he turn on the Miz? And because, like I said last week, man, we didn't even know the reason yet, but I think I told you that he's probably going to say something like this: "When I was broken and I was in the hospital, Miz never reached out to me." And there you go, and that's why he was pissed off for
yeah,
9 months. The Miz never called on him, never asked how he was, nothing. He doesn't need that kind of friend. And he's here to make his own name now. Tommaso Ciampa. Watch him and Johnny Wrestling reunite and reform their tag team.
that could be. Yeah, we haven't seen Gargano for a while, so he needs something to do.
Yeah, Gargano and him, they were, dude, seriously, that was a crazy feud. They were an amazing tag team, but when they fought each other, wow.
I don't think Vinnie Mac's a big fan of Johnny Wrestling. Every time he's around, he kind of goes away. When Vince is not there, you see him a lot. So maybe Vince is like, yeah. Maybe give him a chance with Ciampa again and see what they can do.
Well, let's find out. Let's find out.
They do work well together. You are right, though.
Yeah. So the Miz blindsides him as he's coming out to the ring, and they fight. And basically, that's pretty much it, man. The fight never even happened. They just kind of attacked him from
Yeah,
behind
pretty much.
and jumped him and just beat him up. I don't think either dude even took off their jacket.
No, Miz had a shirt on there or whatever there.
Right. So backstage, we see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They run into Imperium, and now it's Imperium saying, "No. What the hell are you guys doing cutting us off, right?" But yeah, how do you like it? And a bit of a comedy, but serious. I love it. I love that straight man comedy that these guys can pull off. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Basically, you get Sami Zayn versus Gunther later on tonight. A match I didn't see happening at all.
Yeah, no, it's good. Nice change.
No, there we go. All right, Dominic Mysterio against, you ready?
Ready.
Tozawa. So He beats him down, and he just beats him up.
Yeah,
And let's move on.
pretty much sums it up pretty well.
Right. Okay. This is a very rare moment where I thoroughly, thought a squash match was fun. Again, it's kind of comedy. Dominic's gonna get the shit kicked out of him this Sunday, and just the way they're playing it. And I like the whole thing where Dom has to whisper to Rhea now so she can say what he needs to say because of the
Yeah, that's
booing.
good.
That booing thing, whatever they got there, man, that's beautiful. That's great.
Got a lot
I
of heat doing
I
something right.
I cannot wait for the UK crowd to tackle this one.
They're going to be on them big time.
Right? Viking Raiders speak of the sun and the gods and blah 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 blah. And they're gonna beat up the Alpha Academy at some point here. So let's move on from there. Trish Stratus is here with Zoe Stark. We're getting ready for the Money in the Bank Female Summit. All 6 competitors are in the ring, and it's kind of interesting when you look about it. You got 4 of the girls are actually in tag teams or part of a faction. Io Sky,
Yeah.
Bailey as Damage Control, Zoe Starks and Trish are together. So you got 4 heels technically and 2
Yeah.
faces, Becky and Zelina. It's kind of interesting because I was sitting here watching this with Little Miss Smith, and she goes, "Dada, are these guys just going to talk?" I go, "Arya, in wrestling, you should know by now that they may start talking, but punches will be thrown eventually."
It always happens
And
times.
9 times out of 10, and call this 10 out of 10. Sure enough, everyone started fighting, and that's basically it. Look, long story short, each woman talking about how they deserve it, just kind of, talking about where they fit in, how they are going to be the winner of the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
When I'm looking at this card, I look at it as Bailey being the workhorse. Bailey, and what's her face? Oh God, Becky being the workhorses in this match. Just looking at who's in the match and whatnot, looking at experience and everything right now, they're the elder women, right? I mean, I think you're gonna see Trish being carried a lot. She's never been in a ladder match.
Yeah, she won't do anything crazy.
Yeah, but
Io
interesting, right?
Sky might do something.
Well, I think Io's gonna, blow up.
Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe will blow up too. But I mean, the lack of experience from like a Zoe Starks and whatnot like that. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Look to Bailey and Becky Lynch to kind of carry most of this match. Just saying.
Yeah.
The things I'm looking for now to kind of entertain me. Okay, who's gonna carry the match?
Yeah.
Right?
We'll see a few surprises, but yeah, I'm with you. With you on that.
All right. As we motor through here, we get Sami Zayn versus Gunther next. You know what? This was a hard-hitting match. Everyone tried to interfere. But ultimately, and I like what they did. It doesn't hurt
Gunther for the
Sami.
win.
And
Yeah.
Gunther gets the win. Yes, with cheating, with the crutch and whatnot. What's his name? Giovanni comes out with the crutches and he catches Sami at the end in the throat. That allows Gunther to hit that power bomb. Gunther gets the win. Not bad, man. Gunther looks strong. Everyone looks strong. Riddle comes out at the end to help out, grabs the crutch, beats everyone up with it, and the 3 faces are standing strong at the end to end that segment. All right, as we get back to the rest of it, Maxine is doing squats with Otis. Otis is on a bicycle. Coach Gable, just basically comedy, fun segment. Love it. Natalia doing her whole, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with her, man. Don't know what they're trying to
They
produce.
don't have much for her right now. There's only so much we want to show, right?
Yeah, no, I get what they're trying to do. Like, you can't sell me short. I have been here the longest sort of a deal, but I'm not sure. Let's see what they do, right?
Yeah.
Maybe something will happen in London. Let's find out. Finn Balor, Carmelo Hayes, great match. Great showing by Carmelo. Ultimately, Finn wins. Right call here. You don't want to make the challenger for the world title to
not before the
pay-per-view, right? So, good showing for Carmelo. I think he's going to fit in just nicely on that roster when it's time to come up. I like it. Beautiful. And it was clean. And that was the best part. Cody backstage. He's got a dog with him.
Yeah.
Got his dog with him and everything is beautiful and getting ready for his match and there we go. Cody Rhodes against Damian Priest. I want your thoughts on this, man, as we've
I
talked
didn't
about
think Damien
Priest.
looked. I don't think Damien looked very good in there. To me, he looked slow. He looked awkward,
Yeah,
out
he
of
looked.
place. But
Yeah, he looked lethargic. I
he's
mean, the
not
Matt.
ready for that level. I
Well,
don't
I
think
mean,
he is.
you got it. You know what? Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're sending guys down to NXT, maybe send them back down for a bit of conditioning, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I mean, before he
or
came up,
keep him to the Judgment Day thing, but a lesser role, not having main events on Raw, not
well,
fighting Bad Bunny. I get why he fought Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico, but like
yeah.
maybe
No, I
lessen
get
his
it.
role.
But here's the thing: he must be doing something backstage to garner that attention. So he's working hard, obviously, but he's got to work harder.
Yeah,
But overall, there you go, man. That's Monday Night Raw for you in a nutshell, man. I mean, Cody won, show ends, everyone's happy. Um, but yeah, here we are.
yeah, it was
Money
a good Raw.
in
It
the
wasn't bad at
bank.
all.
Money in the bank. Why don't we break this down really quick for
Give our
everybody, man,
predictions. Yeah,
and give our predictions? So why
I'll
don't we
read the
start?
matches out here. I got the card right in front of me. You give me a prediction.
Perfect,
I'll give mine.
perfect. So why don't
Okay,
we
let's go right
go?
from the top. Men's Money in the Bank. Who you got for the win?
Okay, I am gonna go. Well, why don't we tell everybody who everyone is in the match?
Ricochet, Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest, and Logan Paul. Who do you got?
Um, when I look at everyone there, I'm gonna go LA Knight. He's probably the one who's got the most, behind him right now. The crowd loves him. The fans are behind him, even though he's
Yeah,
a
they like
heel.
him.
They really like him. I see his T-shirt in the crowd. You can't miss his T-shirt, and people are buying it. I really believe that he and Bobby Lashley are two guys that are owed because they both kind of got screwed by working with the Fiend.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm gonna go, and I know this is the popular pick, but I'm picking it based on those things that
Yeah,
I just said.
nothing wrong with
Um,
that pick.
and I'm gonna probably go LA Knight. Yeah, and my dark horse would be Santos Escobar.
Yeah, I'm going Logan Paul all the way. Although LA Knight's a favorite, I'm taking underdog. He's the most famous guy in the match, the biggest star, the best athlete in the match. I'm going with Logan Paul. We'll see what happens. You're probably right on LA Knight, but I'm going to go with Logan. Okay, next match here, women's Money in the Bank. We got Vega, Lynch, Zark, Bailey, Io Sky, and Trish Stratus. Who do you got?
Okay, so Becky doesn't need it. Bailey, I there's something going on with Bailey. I'm not sure because Vince keeps canceling all of her matches recently. So I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't see her taking it. Selena, she's cool, but she's not ready for it. It's not even ready.
yeah,
She's it wouldn't work for her, in my opinion. Right? It would only work if Santos won and she won. That would be a story,
yeah.
right? Both of them took the thing, right? And again, as we've spoken off the air, I'm gonna go with Io. I think Io is probably the one to win this. Her mannerisms, everything about her, she's gonna be phenomenal. And I think that the match between her and Asuka will just be mind blowing. Mind blowing.
I'm going to take the dark horse, the old horse, Trish Stratus, give her one last run, and then you can send her off, get the briefcase, keep her hot, keep her relevant, give her one last big match, and then she can go packing. But probably not. I'm going with Trish.
Yeah.
Long shot though. It's a
No,
long
no,
shot.
no, no, no. As you were saying it, I was playing it out in my ear. I can see this going all the way into the new year if she wanted to.
Yep.
The question is how long is she around for? Right?
You never know.
You don't know. Like, I mean, she's been around for a bit. She's been more consistent. So I don't know what her story is or what her
Yep.
plan is. But I mean,
We'll find out.
either way,
Next
those
match,
are good picks. Yeah.
Cody Rhodes versus Dominic.
Cody.
Yeah,
Right, come.
agree.
Okay.
Next match here for the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor.
Seth, it's too soon to
Yeah,
take it
it's
off of
not
him.
even. Yeah,
It's not
Seth
even
by a
time.
mile.
No. Yeah.
Next one, Bloodline Roman Reigns with Solo Sikoa versus the Usos. Tag team match, Bloodline Civil War, they're labeling it. What do you got?
Usos by disqualification because a new Uso will probably emerge. Someone's coming out. Someone's going to come out and create the distraction. So Usos by disqualification. Yeah.
I'm gonna take Reigns and Solo would win via disqualification. They're not gonna take the tag belts. But should be a good match.
I don't. But there's no titles on the line. Neither they don't have a belt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. So yeah, they're gonna win
Yeah,
by
yeah, yeah.
disqualification.
Yeah. They
We'll
might
see.
get the pin, but it's going to be interference. I'll say it that way, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, next match, tag team women's for the belts. Ronda, Shayna versus Liv and Rodriguez. Who do you got?
Shayna and Ronda hold on to them.
I think so.
Only for the fact that they've got both sets of women's tag titles now.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I don't see why you would take them off them. And yeah.
And the final match. This is not in order, by the way. We're just going through the card.
Yeah.
Gunther versus Riddle for the Intercontinental belt.
Gunther.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good match though, because Riddle can go.
Riddle can go. I'm curious to see how they're gonna play the ankle and what they're gonna do with that.
Because Riddle can do strong style like Gunther too.
Yeah, Riddle can go, no problem. So yeah, there we go.
This could be the match of the night. I'm looking for the men's Money in the Bank, but Gunther Riddle could steal the show. Do we need to find out?
I look at it this way, man. Let's find out. I'll have a better understanding of the whole show once we see what Money in the Bank goes on first. The show's going to start with one of them, right?
Yeah.
And depending on which one goes on first, will kind of dictate what the rest of the night will look like.
Show. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, if Logan wins the Money in the Bank, I can justify Logan winning if he tries to cash on Seth that night.
Yeah, you never. They got to have some sort of.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Something's going to happen here.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe not the men, but something's going to happen we're not thinking about.
Right. But that's what I'm looking at, right? And look for Drew McIntyre to possibly show up here. Look for some other names to show up here. Like I'm telling you, man, they're pulling out some stops here. I almost feel this should be in a stadium, not an arena. It's that big. It's got that much pull right now.
Hard.
Right? So let's find out. Let's hold it together. Chance, let's wrap this baby up here, man.
Yeah.
What do you got? Do you have anything?
Yeah, I got top 5 for you. Are you ready?
Hit me, man.
What are your top 5 storylines you're looking forward to for the last half of the year?
The last half of the year?
Yeah, because we're halfway done the year.
Okay, so what are we looking forward to? I'm looking forward to seeing how this bloodline situation plays out.
Yep.
Where it goes, who's going to be joining? Will Rikishi come back and talk shit to his sons? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many angles here. You think about it, right?
Yeah.
It's a family torn. So I'm really looking forward to see how that story kind of plays out. They're kind of speeding it up a little bit. I personally feel that this bloodline fight shouldn't happen at this pay-per-view. They're pulling it too fast, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that storyline. I'm also looking forward to see what they do with Io. Honestly, I think she turns on Damage Control, and she has a run as a face. I think that's what she's gonna have to do if she's gonna go against Asuka.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to see what they do with the Street Profits and Bianca, considering that they can't seem to get anything going.
Yeah.
They lost it. They lost again on SmackDown, right? In that gauntlet match. So, I mean, ultimately, if you're losing to a team like Pretty Deadly, you got to start looking at your character and like, okay, what's going on? So I'm curious to see if that becomes a faction. So that's 3, right?
Yep.
All right. 2 more stories that I'm kind of interested in. And this is from AEW. And I know you don't watch Dynamite, but I do. So I'm curious to see the story between Kenny Omega and what happens with what's it, Johnny Polo, the guy, his manager. Anyways, the story with his manager. He used to be in the WWE as Johnny Polo. Remember him?
Yeah.
Don Callis.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Don Callis. And ultimately, one more. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Roman Reigns. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm curious to see what they want to do with Austin Theory. He's been very quiet of recent. He's not on the pay-per-view. He's not defending his title. He's been on SmackDown, but he's just kind of there. Fair?
100%. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but
so I'm curious to see what.
Vinny will do something with him. He's not going to let him fade.
No, not let him fade, but that's what I'm curious in. I want to see what they're going to do with him. So that's my top 5 stories that I am looking forward to going after July. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So tell you what, man, on that note, Mr. Chance Michaels, my name is Bobby Sampson. Joined with me, as always, Mr. Chance Michaels.
In the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. And in the words of Ed Whalen, in the meantime and in between time, that's it for Samp&Chance. Everybody, have a great rest of your week. We will see you. I guess we'll see you on Thursday, but we'll see you tonight. Everyone, be safe. We'll talk to you soon. Samp&Chance out.